Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer and I'm playing 7 Ages. On the last turn the Ukrainians showed up here and brought the Russians in some trouble. They showed up right at their capital, so they had to build a new capital here, and well, this army is definitely a little threatening for Russia. The French did a great production turn. They have basically everywhere 2 or more units in every single of their spaces. We might see an attack here, a war between the Satavahana and the Vietnamese for the supremacy of Asia. And finally, the Dutch are still struggling with their uprising in their colonies. Okay, so the yellow player goes first. Nobody will start an empire this turn. So we go right to the production actions, and we see the Irish starting a production action here. They won't earn too much money. It's that's 2, 5, that's 9 overall. Well, they got to pay 3 maintenance, so they gain $6. So yeah, now we gotta ask ourselves what to do with that. Not sure. We might build, well, I don't know. I think I'm simply going to build a ship. Yeah, maybe that's the best I can do right now. Yeah, I guess. Thinking about playing a copper mine. I mean, I got 2 of that. It's not that great, but on the other hand, it's worth $5. So that would allow me to build a ships, and I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to play the copper mine. And I'm wondering if somebody might actually do something bad here, but that's not the case right now. So now I got $11, and that allows me now to build, well, I think I'm going to build 2 ships. Okay, so I got $1 left. And I only have one of these good ships, the ships of the line, left, and the other one is only a galley. So I think I'm going to place one here and another one here in Scotland. Okay, So then we come to the Russians. They're also going to do a production action. So they're really in trouble now. Let's see how much money they would get usually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 18. And these are 6. So that is 24. That's not bad. He will I'm thinking about playing the militia. I mean, basically I thought about holding on to that card, the Cannon Bornu, but they are not that strong, and it's going to be hard for them in Africa to compete with the Zimbabweans and the Ethiopians. It's going to be a hard time for them here. So I think I'm going to play that card as an event. Play when target empire starts production. It pays no maintenance but loses 1 elite marker if any. Okay, so we don't have to pay any maintenance and gain 24 bucks, which is a lot of money. There is no doubt about that. Okay, so that brings me then to 25. Now I could play this brilliant financier. That would double the money. So I would be at 50 then. Or no, at 49. That's impressive. On the other hand, I'm not even sure if there are enough chits to place all the units, and there's definitely not enough room to do so. So I think I will not play this guy right now. Okay, I changed my decision. I'm not gonna play the militia card here for a reason. So I had an income of 25, and let's count now. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we gotta pay 12 bucks here. So I got 13 now left. And I'm gonna spend them to get a few more units. Okay, sorry. I think I'm going to play the militia. I'm going to do that. I changed my plans once again, so I'm at 25 bucks. And let me see what I can do now. I got these, well, these are 3. It cost me 9. I really wonder if it makes sense to play that financier. It's pretty expensive, I guess. Let me see. Okay, and I made my decision. I'm gonna play the brilliant financier and grab even more money. So again, 24 additional bucks, which brings me to 49 then. And that should allow me to buy a massive army now. And maybe I can destroy the Ukraine right away. Okay, so they grabbed this army here, which is massive, and that cost them 40 bucks. Which is still fine. And they now have to place the ships here. I can place it here, I mean, why not? And That one has to be placed here because these are the only coastal regions. Well, he could also place the ship here, by the way, but it does not make any sense. And then, let's see. We have the cannons here. Okay, this guy can go here. That one is placed here. This one up here. And then we have some riders. One here. One here. Another one here. And one space should actually be free. I've counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's weird. 1, 2. Oh yeah, of course. Haven't placed one here. Forgot that guy. Well, fine. But that's only the first part of the problem that the Ukrainians have. The second part is now the rare conjunction. Play when target empire finishes its action, it may take any second action immediately, even if out of order. Okay, so now the yellow player could play the bad augury and discard that event. Does that make sense? Well, maybe. Do the Ukrainians have a chance to survive there? Probably not. So in the end, maybe it's not such a bad idea to get killed. Then they don't have to discard that empire anymore. And they can simply start a new one in the next turn, because I think they are basically dead anyway. So I think I'm gonna not cancel that card, accept my fate, and simply get attacked by all these units here. Okay, so here we are now. This is a massive battle, and maybe the biggest battle we've seen until now. But it's not looking good. The Ukraine gets a bonus for this red arrow here, because, well, actually not. The ship doesn't have to take that. The ship can also move through these coastal areas here, through the Don Basin, and then attack the Ukraine from the Don Basin. But yeah, so basically there is no defense modifier for the Ukraine. And let's count now the attacker's strength first. That's 4, that's 10, 20, 32. Oh boy, that's 42. And that's 54 then. 60. So that's 65. This is massive. Well, the defender only has a 20, 28, 31. Okay, well. Guess what happens? The attacker draws first. Oh, that's a 65. But that's still enough, I guess. Okay, and a 31. So both had really bad draws here. So the difference is a, oh gosh, 34. Half that would mean 17, so the attacker could keep up to 17 units. So they don't lose anything here. And the defender is absolutely blown away. So that's the end of the proud army. And actually, because the capital is sacked by the Russians, they gain that 1 gold. They gain half the gold that is in the treasure. So that's 1 for them. Okay, so this is definitely the biggest army that we've ever seen during this game. Poor Ukraine. So they are destroyed right away. And well, that was actually still the production phase. So now the United States, they're also going to do a production action. And they draw, well, let's see what they get. That's 2. And that's 1, 2, 3, that's 9. And that's 8, so that's 11, that's 19. And the 2 cities, so that's 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They got to pay 7 maintenance, so that brings them to 14. Okay, there we go. So they want money, and they also want a big fleet, and they want to be the biggest empire, the biggest Christian empire. So I think it's still worth now investing in some units. And try to go somehow to the sea so that we can start building some ships there. Well, yeah. Simply try to buy as much units as possible, I guess. Okay, so that's exactly 14 bucks. That's what they have. So okay, there we go. Fine. So that was the United States action. The Vietnamese, the gray player, the Vietnamese also want to do a production action with the wild card. They can do that without losing a glory point because they have democracy. This is now a house rule of mine. So they definitely have to do this because they await an attack of the Satavahana here. So they gain a lot of income here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 16. Then that's 19. And these 9 gives them 28 then. But actually now this player here is playing something's fishy. Play when target empire starts production. It earns no income from sea or ocean areas. Okay. So they don't get these 9 bucks. So that brings them back to 19. Then 5 for that one. That's 24 then, and 5 for this one. So that's again 29. Then 3 for the city, 32, 33, and 5 for that city. So that's 38. This is a lot of money. And is that? Oh, that's not them, that's the US. Some are really hard to distinguish. There we go. And they already have 5, so that brings them then to 43 bucks, which is amazing. That should also allow them to build a decent army here. Okay, I was a little too optimistic here. I had forgotten to pay maintenance for the army here, but still they had an income of 27. So that means now we can afford this army, but then we're broke. I mean, that's all we can afford right now. So I can place 3 units here. So I'm going to take the elephants because I'm awaiting an attack here. Add 2 defensive units, because there already is the knight in there. And I'm gonna place one of these guys on top, just to let the attacker not know that there is an elephant. Okay, so let's see then. We can place also a few units here, up to 5 units. I'm actually thinking about doing this because I don't want to lose my capital here. So I might place a few units here. Maybe these guys and maybe them. That might be good enough for now. In addition, I don't know, I might place... Oh man, it's hard to say. Maybe one here and another one here. Okay, fine now. I guess that should be good enough to prevent the Satavahana from trying an attack. Well, maybe not. We'll see about that. Then we are still in the production phase, so the Armenians also do a production action. And they will also gain a lot of income here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 12. That's 20. 25, 26, 27, 28. Well, that's not that much, but I mean, it's a good start for them. So you got to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, in the end, it's just 16 bucks left. Okay, there we go. But we have to consider the fact that they are a little behind. So, but I think there will be enough chits for them to buy a nice army. Okay, they could afford these guys, and missile units and cavalry is cheaper for them because of their administrator. And they also can place them all in the same space, which is also an advantage for them. They want to place them all in this space of the administrator. And now they have a really cool army, and they can move now deeper into East Asia because, well, they want to be big in Asia, as we can see here. So they're definitely going to move here. We might see now the setup for Vahana. They might have to fight now on 2 theaters. Here in the east against the Vietnamese, in the west against the Armenians. But maybe they can also make a deal and say, okay, we move to the north instead. That's also an option. On the other hand, now that I look a little closer at this, I'm not sure if this is such a great idea, because there are the Russians with their big army. And well, they could consider attacking me. If they want to be big in Asia, they could simply go down here instead of moving eastwards. Maybe that's... that might be worth a second thought for them. Oh boy, this is all getting now a little complicated. I could consider placing a few units here, but does that make any difference? I mean, just to place a few units. I could place my whole army there, and I don't know. Okay, I think that's fine now. If they really should attack me, I can still move with this army and try to hold them back somehow, or maybe simply discard my empire. But that, I mean, it's really gonna be hard to fight against all these guys, but who knows what happens. There might be still a chance for me. Okay, so that's now the end of the production actions. We've seen a lot going on here. And we come now to trade and progress, and the Japanese, they want to get out of this dark age here. So for them it's pretty important to do a successful trade. And, well, the Ukraine is already gone, by the way. So that wasn't that great. So I guess they're going to throw this one in for 5, the Mongols. And the question is now, who do we want to trade with? Well, actually there are too many people there, but, well, I think we could trade with the Russians, the Satavahana, the Vietnamese. Maybe the Melanesians, I think they might be actually the weakest. Yeah, they have a trade value of -2. So I think we want to trade with these guys. And now, they are pretty bad anyway. He knows that. So, well, I'm not sure. He wants to hold on to the copper mine. So he might actually throw this one in, that 4. And then we draw a few cards. First for the Japanese. And by the way, they also have a trade modifier, I think. That's a 0. But okay. So that is a 5 then. That's a 9, and we have that and round it up, so that's a 5. Plus 5, that's a 10 then for the Japanese. And the Melanesians, that's a 2. 6 minus 2, that's a 4. So no doubt here who has won that trade. So this card goes here and that card goes here. And the Japanese move 2 spaces ahead. Well, they can actually choose up to 2 spaces ahead. Maybe it would not be such a bad idea to move. It's hard to say, actually. We come now slowly to the point where you have to keep in mind that the first one who comes to the end, or who passes there, gets 7 victory points. And they're still in range to win that game. So it might be a good idea to move actually 2 spaces ahead. They could have also decided to move only 1 space ahead. So it would have taken them a little longer until they are in that next dark age here. But still, I think it's worth considering these 7 extra points here at the end. That might, in the end, make indeed the difference. Okay, do we see more trades? The Dutch, they also try to do a trade action. They're also stuck in that dark age here. And well, it's hard to tell. Okay, so the Dutch have a trade modifier of +2, which is amazing. And they're going to trade with the Armenians that have a trade modifier of -1. So basically that should be a pretty sure thing. And they're going to, what is that? Well, that could save them, at least in some ways. I wonder, peace treaty is also neat. It's really hard to decide what exactly I want to do now. I think I'm going to play that 5. Well, I could also gamble a little bit and say, okay, I'm going to play that 4. And it will be probably good enough. But that's a little risky. On the other hand, I think I'm gonna do that. Will I? Damn it, I take the 5 here. Who cares? So that 5 goes away. Okay, and the Armenians, they all have bad cards. So well, I think they're going to play that 2 here. Or maybe I don't know, the Habsburgs. Oh, they suck. They're going to play the 4. Doesn't really matter now, I guess. Yeah, so let's see what we get then. First, the Dutch. That's a 4 for them. So that's a 9 plus 2. That's an 11. So there is no way for the others to win. That's a 5 actually for the Armenians. That's a 9 minus 1, so that's an 8 in the end. Okay. So the Dutch made it. And Well, that's the gray player. So he's actually taking the same things under consideration, and he also moves 2 spaces ahead then. And on the other hand, the Dutch have a lot of trouble. With that disorder marker and all, maybe it would be a good idea if they had a little more time before they have to enter the next dark age. Try to get rid of all that disorder and stuff. So I think I'm gonna move only 1 space ahead here. I got such a high trading bonus, so it should be possible for me to catch up with the Japanese, I guess. Okay, anybody else? No more trades this turn. So now we come to the maneuver action, and we start with Zimbabwe. What they're going to do is now they will attack Kenya here, the Ethiopians, and they place one of these guys here and then move with these 2 guys into Kenya. It's a little risky, but I mean, they have a better chance, right? And then they're going to move here with this guy to Uganda. And they're going to move here to Gabon, spread a little bit out, expand their kingdom even a little more, so that nobody might get the idea being biggest in Africa. It's going to be really hard. And now let's do this conflict here. This is just a small skirmish now. So this guy's comes with a 3, the others come with a 5. Maybe we got some cards. I don't think so, actually. Nope, nothing here. So, it's just, yeah. So the attacker draws first. Okay, that's a 10. And the others have a 6, so the difference is actually 4. So that means they can also keep all their units and simply stay here. And the Ethiopians have lost Kenya. So they're doing pretty bad. I'm not sure how long they will survive this game. Actually, the pink player is already playing a destiny action with the Ethiopians, thinking about replacing them, but he has to find another card for these guys. Okay, who else will do a maneuver action? The Satavahana. Yeah, they played this maneuver chit, and they can now make a choice which direction they want to go. I mean, they could try an attack, which would be dangerous, I guess. Okay, so actually, the Satavahana and the Vietnamese, they came to an agreement here. They decided not to attack each other. Basically, the Vietnamese, well, the Satavahana, they want to be biggest in the world. But only their land areas count. And the Vietnamese, they can also have sea areas to that would count if it comes to who's the biggest in Asia. So in the end, they both could be biggest in the world and biggest in Asia at the same time. So there is no real reason that they should waste their resources fighting each other, basically. In addition, one might think that the Vietnamese are a little in advantage because they are technologically ahead. But the Satavahana have the higher income, and the Vietnamese have democracy, which is good if you are attacked, but bad if you want to attack. So basically, if it's not such a great idea to attack a democracy, but it's also not the best idea as a democracy to attack your neighbors. So in the end, I think, it should be fine for everyone. Still, I'm wondering if it is possible to gain a little more areas here, or maybe think about the Armenians that are also threatening India here. Guess I might move down with a few of these guys. Okay, so indeed what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move a few units over here. Fortify my position in the mountains here. And yeah, I think then maybe leave one of these guys behind. And then move also here. And I might actually take the builder with me, because that would allow me then to build an additional city in this mountain area here. Okay, yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea. So, let's see who's next. That was where maneuver actions doing. Satavahana. Yeah. Okay, it's the English now. Okay, they want to have colonies. That's their main goal if it comes to territory. Okay, so the situation is actually not that simple. The French, the English have a problem, and this is the French. That's their big problem, because the French have also a nice fleet, and they have lots of units. So there is actually a risk of an invasion onto England if they would take, I don't know, they have about 4 ships or something like that. The English cannot be absolutely sure, but they can see these 2 ships, and they have probably more. So if they attack with their 4 ships, and in every ship is a pretty advanced unit, that would be a real threat for the English, because the English have only 4 land units. But on the other hand, the English cannot simply stay at home. That doesn't make much sense. They have to move out and try to grab some colonies. So I decided to leave the the main part of my fleet in the Bay of Biscay and kind of block this area for the French. The French have their whole fleet in the Mediterranean, so they cannot cross the channel here. And now I only got these two ships off the line and these units here, and I wonder now where to go. I don't want to provoke the French by going to Senegal. I want to leave them Africa, that's fine. I think I might either move here to South America or to Central America. There is here Mexico, which is tempting. I don't know if I can get there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I could. I might consider that. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's neat. Otherwise, 1, 2, 3, 4 would be great to move to Argentina. They have wheat. But I cannot get there in one step, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I cannot get there in one turn. I might move to the Rio Grande do Sul and Bahia, though. And then maybe in the next turn to Argentina or something. I think I prefer that to Mexico. On the other hand, well, I might grab both, actually. I don't know if the US really want to move through Texas and then grab Mexico, maybe later, but for now, it's kind of cool. It has a big city. Yeah, I think... Okay, it's actually tempting to go there. I think I will move to Mexico. Now, can I get there in one turn? I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. So I will colonize Mexico. That city goes down one step, but still, that's a nice area. And the ship is more on that side. I gotta remember that. That shouldn't be a problem, actually. And with the other guys, I'm gonna move here to Rio Grande do Sul. And, well, the next turn I can move to Argentina. I think that's a good idea for now. And by the way, I decided to come up with a house rule. It was a suggestion by a viewer from BGG. You might remember these problems with the colonization rules when it comes to harvesting glory. I talked about that, I think, 2 videos ago or so. The problem is that there are these empires that have that specific symbol here, and there is written in the rules that you compete for the glory points with any other empires that have their capital in Europe, and then you count their non-European areas. But that leads to some weird situations. For example, this Armenian case here, or maybe also that Russian point here. The Russians want to be big in Asia but have their capital in Europe. The Armenians want to be big in Asia but they have their capital in Europe. And that is not exactly, these are not colonial powers. The Russians, maybe, I'm not sure about that. Actually, the Russians might be colonial. I don't know that. But the Armenians are not, I guess. And this is not, these are not typical colonial powers. And that makes sense. I mean, that's also the reasons why they don't have that symbol. So I decided that they only compete against other colonial powers, so against other powers that have that symbol. Like now the Dutch here, then it would be the Spanish, for example, over here, if they get started someday, or the French, the English. So right now it's basically the Dutch, the French, and the English. These are the competing colonial powers. That makes more sense in a historical way, I guess. Okay, well, we don't see any more maneuver actions. So we come now to the destiny phase, and the green player, he has no cards left, so he definitely needs something to start an empire. He can draw 6 cards. The Hausa states, they could actually be played over here. They want to be big in Africa, rich. Well, we could give it a shot. Depends on how long. I mean, I think we can expect that the Ethiopians might be discarded pretty soon, but it's not sure. So it's not the best, I guess. Let's see if we find something better. The Ming, well, they're not that great. Ancient Iranians, definitely not what we want. Okay, we shuffled the deck and can draw 3 more cards. The Plains Americans, well, they could be played, but that's a problem. But again, the Brilliant Financier, that's a cool guy. Green had him later and he came back. The Khmers, well, they could be played, but I also think this is not the best idea. The Vietnamese are really strong, they are really doing well, so I think playing a card there is not that interesting. Finally, the Parthians. Well, we cannot play them. So I guess it might come down to the Hausa city-states in the end. Well, we'll see about that. Again, a rare commodity. Trade in progress. Okay. So, another destiny action here for the pink player. So he's actually thinking about discarding the Ethiopians. So it could be a good idea for him to get another strong empire. We'll see about that. So that's wait a second. He might actually throw a few cards away, but it's hard to say. Maybe that one, the Vital Air. I don't know. Okay. So then we got. Damn, I'm gonna hold on to this one. That can be pretty powerful. Okay, so 3 cards. That's what we can draw. The Inuits. Yeah, great. Definitely not what we need. Okay. The Cimmerians, also not interesting, and the Sung. Okay, so that was pretty much a waste here. I mean, I wonder if there is a way to hold on to these guys, but I don't know. I think it's really going to be hard. So that's the end of the Destiny action then, and we come to the Civilized phase, and there is only the French that are doing a Civilized action here. So let's see if we have some cards we can play. Wow. Nope. Nothing of interest. What about the railways? Okay, so to play the railways we need Industrial Revolution, which we don't have. So we can promote a leader. Now let's see. In H5, we are in H5 now. We can promote Napoleon or Voltaire. That's interesting. Okay, I think I'm gonna take Voltaire here. He's an artist and a philosopher. I could have also have taken Napoleon, which is amazing. He has four abilities, but basically it's especially a good military leader, and I'm so strong in military, so I think I will not need this guy. But I might be able to get a few more points here for my artifacts. Basically the only artifact I have right now is Christianity, but with the philosopher and the artist it might still give me a few points, because the philosopher is a tiebreaker here, and well, who knows. So I could now adopt a government, I could adopt democracy. I thought about that. Because if I do that, well, I would gain another artifact, obviously, and then I definitely gain a few points for that. But if I do this now, anytime I would take a land area from another country, I would actually lose a glory point. And that sucks, because I'm planning to make an invasion here in Carthage and in Egypt with my ships. So, to be honest, not right now. Maybe later, but I think for now it's not time to become a democratic state. Okay, what else can I do? Well, I could modernize my armies, and I could build that big cannon here, actually. What about this guy? No. That one, I think. Yeah, exactly. These catapults, they now become the cannons. I'm gonna do this off camera. Okay, and then I can also urbanize, and I'm simply gonna advance these two cities here in Cisalpine and in Rome. I'm gonna make them level 5 cities. And by the way, because I'm a Christian country, I could actually convert an area. So I'm going to move with this guy here into the Alps. Okay. And now I can place a level 5 city here. And another one here. Okay. That's then the end of the French civilize action. And finally we come to the discard empire action. And, well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to discard the Melanesians. So my idea is now, as the red player, to do something really bad. And I'm not absolutely certain right now which empire will be attacked. This is something I'm going to do in the next turn, actually. I want to play the flood. Play immediate or blah blah blah. Alternately, every land area adjacent to one river passing through target empire gets a disorder marker, regardless of which empire it's in. Okay. Then I could play the new dynasty. If you can run another empire, you may play this on an empire that has 2 or more disordered areas. You control that empire, take its card and replace all its units with yours. The player losing the empire may place 1 disorder in every undisordered land there. So I'm really thinking about doing this. I'm not sure which empire I'm going to take. Probably the Japanese empire, because they don't have that many land units and they have a lot of money. So even if it would place everywhere disorder, I still would have the option to get rid of these problems. If I do simply a civilize action, pay a lot of money, it should be good enough to get rid of that disorder then. But that is just an option for the next turn. That would be pretty awesome. That would be a way simply to steal the Japanese empire, which is right now the most powerful empire, from the yellow and get it as a red player. And that would then bring me definitely back on the top. Well, actually I am at the top, but I'm not doing very well right now. But that then would give me probably the last boost to make it until the end of the game at the top. I think that would be pretty awesome. But we're not done yet, and well, we haven't done this. So for now, I'm going to advance here. And the Japanese actually enter a new age. So that means that this philosopher dies. It means that the builder and the explorer dies. And it means that this guy here, Hokusai, also dies. Okay. And the Dutch move ahead. These suckers here, the Ethiopians and the Vietnamese, they are still stuck in that dark age. The English also enter the dark age. So do the United States. The French move ahead. These guys. And now the Satavahana and the Zimbabweans, they enter now a new age. So that means this builder Oh gosh, oh my goodness. Here we go. And there we are. And that philosopher, they will both die. So finally a few more leaders in the cup. And we have here this administrator and this guy here, artist and politician. They also die. Okay. I just wonder if someone has these herbs, but I don't see them anywhere. I don't think so. No. Okay. Yeah, there is this herbal remedy here. Okay, fine. These guys move on, and the Armenians are still last. So let's see now, let's harvest glory. The Japanese, they're out of that dark age, so they get now their full amount of glory points, which will be impressive. So, 1 point for their homeland, 2 points for the world. They are still the biggest seafaring country in the world. Vietnamese only control 3 areas, the Japanese control 4 sea areas. They are still the richest in the country in the world, and they control 3 wheat spaces. So overall, that gives them again 8 points. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The French, they control their homeland. They do have now the most colonies because, no, that's not true. Actually, the English have the most colonies. So the French have only that single colony here, Morocco, and that's it for now. So they are second because the Dutch colonies don't count, and I decided not to count the Armenian colonies. So they are second now. That gives them 2 points then. And, well, what about Europe? I think they are only second in Europe because the Russians are probably number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 12 for the Russians. So they're only second in Europe. That means 1 point for Europe, 2 points for colonies, 1 point for their homeland. 4 points. Then we have these artifacts, and they have only 1 artifact, but they can double that. That gives them 2. Because of Voltaire, then they have him as a tiebreaker, and this thing means now 3. So let's see now. This is a little complicated. They are the first. So basically that means they have the same amount of artifacts as anybody who has 2 artifacts. So if someone wants to beat them, they would need 3 artifacts. Okay, so the Dutch do have 3 artifacts. Does anybody else have them? I don't think so, actually. The Dutch, but that's it. Nobody else has 3 artifacts. So that means the Japanese, the French are second best in artifacts. Together with some other guys, but they have the tiebreaker Voltaire. And because of Voltaire, that would be a 3 here. They can add 1, and so they gain 2 points for their artifacts. So that's 2, 1 for Europe, 2 for the colonies. Is that so? Yeah, 2 for the colonies, so that's 5, 6 for French overall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is pretty impressive. Definitely, Yellow has 2 amazingly strong civilizations here. Okay, I actually had a little problem with my camera, so I didn't do the last I didn't manage to show the last civilizations harvesting their glory. Basically, we ended up with yellow and red at the same space here. They have 174 glory points, and gray only a few spaces behind. So green then is, well, doing not that good, neither is pink. But between these three, we will see a very close race. And I find it really hard to say who has the best chances here. Red is planning this pretty sneaky attack on yellow. And well, if gray manages to get the United States and the Dutch going, he might actually still score a lot of points. So I don't know, maybe actually red and gray are in the best position if yellow should indeed lose Japan in the next turn. We will see about that. Okay, well, hope to see you in the next video or on lonesomegamer.com. Until then, bye.